Hey, this is Justin. It is Monday morning, January 25th. Happens to be my mom's birthday today. This is going to be a little brainstorm as we're walking in the snow to get some ideas that are rattling around inside the head, outside the head in a way that they can potentially be useful. Probably move on and do it in Instagram Live in a little bit. Just go out to live to create a video that might, I just like doing it via audio. I like doing it via audio. The whole idea of this is we take this conversation, which is a random brainstorm, see what ideas start to pop out, talk for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, however long it is, while walking in the snow or walking in whatever way, and then seeing what ideas actually come about it, and then just adding it to our knowledge base. So things that I'm very excited about right now, The Art of the Impossible, Steven Kotler's book, which is a systemic way to be able to start to achieve impossible results. So I'm excited about that one. And for a bunch of different reasons, but primarily because of being able to break down impossible results. And the thing I've been doing is a daily one-pager that I complete, that I know myself as somebody who gets my work done each day, and I'm just vigorously moving in the direction of getting my work done each day, and that's checking off 9 or 10 items, however many it is. Each day. Some are easy, some are hard, some are a little bit more challenging, some are focused, some are unfocused, but fun way to be able to play and to be able to make something work. I'm also very excited about Speak AI as sort of the knowledge engine behind the analytics behind some of these ideas. And I want to be a place where we just have conversations and the analytics start to tell us where the opportunities are inside of those conversations and what can get created and what can get built in those conversations. So excited about that one. Excited about what else? Just long walks and talks and taking messages like this and helping to start surfacing new ideas and starting to integrate other ideas that we're starting to have, but want the data to tell us which direction that we need to go, and then where the focus would be and where the biggest opportunities are. So it's a data-based approach to be able to see where the biggest opportunities are. And then we're just off to the races. We're just talking, right? We're yapping, just talking, sharing our thoughts, and then that leads into impact, that leads into mobilization, that leads to dollars, that leads to connection, that leads to creation, that leads to things that are actually built, right? But we've got to build the systems on the outside to start to let that happen. Also I always forget the app's name. Let me capture it real quickly here. Reach is the app that Andrew Yang is using for his campaign right now. The app that he's using for his campaign right now to get the day started, and might start building out doing some stand-ups in the morning, doing some morning rituals, some accountability stuff to keep people going as we're doing the work, right? Just building a whole innovative ecosystem around that work and around some of the stuff that what he is creating and mobilizing people. So it's a ton of fun. And I'll tell you, here's my experience of it so far. How I got, I was Andrew Yang. Heard about Andrew Yang. Heard interesting guy, universal basic income. I was like, that makes no sense. People tackling universal basic income. Listening to him on Joe Rogan. Talk for 3 hours. And what I love about Joe Rogan's podcast is somebody goes on there, you either know it's BS, they get proven to be BS, or it starts to make sense. And he was able to explain to me over a period of time what was great about universal basic income. Didn't really pay that much attention to the presidential campaign after that. Came back again. He went on Chris Jericho's podcast, and lots of interesting. I listened to her on Thanksgiving Day. I remember it. I like Chris Jericho's podcast, right? And so I started to listen to Chris Jericho's podcast. And there's something very interesting. The people I listen to from a political perspective are the people that get me from an entertainment perspective. And I just I listened to Dave Smith's podcast, Part of the Problem. He's a libertarian. Would have never thought to go down that road. But how I found them, he's on Legion of Skanks. And so when you get to the entertainment. So again, comes back into my conscious mind through entertainment. And so that was like Chris Jericho podcast, and he explains, he's like, here's what it takes to get on the ballot to be president. I can't remember what it was. It was like 10,000 signatures or whatever it is, right? He's got a very systemic and pragmatic way of like explaining things that would be uber complicated. So look, I could get on the ballot for president, right? I follow that. Like, I don't know that I want to. I pretty much know that I don't want to, but like I have the path to be able to do it. And that's what I love about how he operates. So it's great. I hear about it. Becomes interesting. Listening to Jericho becomes exciting again. And then, the next phase, I was like, all right, he's running for mayor. That's interesting because, we're looking at for New York City, like, what the schools look like. So now it starts hitting closer to home. And, so then I see on Saturday, he was doing a session, I found it on Twitter, with Lucy Liu. Went there. What was the opportunity? The opportunity was go to the website, join the campaign, opportunity to donate. I donated a couple dollars to the campaign, but I was just like, I don't understand fundraising for campaigns yet. I'm sure it can get explained somehow. I was like, I'm not going to donate a ton of dollars to a campaign. I don't get it. I don't understand why it's important. I just know that people say it's important, right? And I just don't even believe, like, campaigns don't even seem that, like, they seem like a waste of time. It's like job interviews. Let's go with the systemic way of seeing who should lead. Yeah, I don't know. So that was like, but investing a whole bunch into campaigns doesn't necessarily make sense, but I'm sure there's an empowering reason. I'm sure I'll understand campaign finance at some point in time, or like why it's necessary. But anyway, I was like, until that time, I'm not going to give a ton to the dollars to it. And then, opportunity to sign up to volunteer. We've got an event that was yesterday, Sunday, January 24th. I was like, let me register for this. It's like, I don't love necessarily attending a synchron. I just want to know what I need to do, like, now. But, probably orientation's probably good. So I go, kind of listen to it, took notes during it, and, like, saw some of the things that I potentially want to plug into. But then there is this Reach app that they've got, which is absolutely incredible, which shows, like, here are the results that we're trying to drive. It is polling people about what they're doing. They did poll. Yeah, it's just an excuse. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's not an excuse. The orientation is an excuse to get people's information. They're like, where people I'm not saying in a bad way. I'm saying in an empowering way, right? Like, you could send out a poll to people, but yeah, they might not take it. They might not be folks. It might not matter. But when they're at an event, they're a more committed group of people to be able to work. There was some polling that happened, during the orientation. I would have done a couple more calls to action during the orientation. So I plugged into that. That was cool. There is a Reach organization. There's a Slack group. There's a Slack group that we can plug into to see what some of the options are to work with. And then what was the other piece? So there's like systemic ways to be able to. Oh, sorry. There's audio playing in the background. There's systemic ways to be able to plug in. Like, if I've got the whole name of the game is if I've got a minute, if I've got 30 seconds, if I've got some gap time, look, I can't stop everything that I'm doing to do something, or I gotta plan something out that's big. And I was just like, people are into too many different things, right? So we gotta get them, like, in the simplest way possible, like, spoon feed people information that they can act on in the moment. They can make a yes or no binary decision to be able to act on the moment to be able to make something work. Okay, so that's the interesting piece. Yeah, so alright, so now I'm gonna start engaging back in with it. Alright, I don't know if I'm gonna put this as a podcast or what I'm gonna do this one as. I'll just put it out there. I'm gonna create it. And, you know what? Did I say anything crazy in here? Let me just put it out there as a podcast. I don't think there's anything that nutty in here. I'm gonna put this one out as a podcast. I don't know if it's gonna be listenable or whatever it is, but, here we go. Have an amazing day.